Hi guys, welcome to Voc Rehab Bootcamp. I am Nick the Vet, and this video is going to be on the process of what to expect when you go to your first meeting. Once you've gone through e-benefits and you've applied for Voc Rehab services, you'll get a letter in the mail that says, come on in on this date. So you go into the VA, and you're going to have a really nice person, hopefully, that's going to say, yeah, tell you all the benefits of it, how great it is, and then you go back outside. I waited about an hour for my counselor to call me, and different counselors call different people. You go to the back, and that's when the reality sets in. So they say, what can I do for you? And you start sharing, and you may overshare. And really, what I found is that most counselors let you talk because they're finding ways to disqualify you immediately. You need to know what the requirements are for approval. So you go in there, you explain all of your life, this hurts that, that hurts this is what I want to do. And then they usually will deny you. And then once you're denied, what you want to say is, well, I probably wasn't clear. I was very humble in the beginning. I was like, I probably didn't make it clear. This is my situation. This is my situation. And for me, I didn't know the laws. I just knew common sense. But when I went home and found out the laws, then I came back and whipped it on them. What you want to do is you state your case and you state why you are eligible, why you are entitled. And if they say no and they won't change their mind, they usually try to have you do an admin review, which is trash, because an admin review, once you leave the counselor, is just them taking the same file and giving it to a person higher up than them for them to look at it and say the same thing. So what you want, if it does go to an admin review, you want to first have an informal meeting with the supervisor. It's your right to request it. They're not going to offer it up front, and you only have 30 days from the date of your denial to do it. Some counselors play games. They don't send you out the denial for like 20 days. Some people never got the denial letter, which is crazy. What you want to do is, as soon as you get that denial, is send your counselor an email and say, I want to request an informal meeting with a supervisor present because I feel you did not acknowledge all of my evidence, which would have rendered me entitled. And then you state your case with the evidence. Now, you want to put in writing what the counselor didn't do. I shared with you that I had an EH based on M28R blah, blah, blah. I have this because of that. And you state it. I gave you proof from my doctor, and you refused to accept it. So you get the informal meeting, and you go in there, and if you can't get things turned over with the informal meeting, they will try to have you again go to an admin review. Now, if you do select an admin review at that time, you've got all those emails in the file where you said, counselor, you would not accept my EH proof. So you've got more evidence there. But for me personally, I did not want it to go to admin, because once it goes to admin, the regional office they can't touch it anymore. And I wanted them accountable because my counselor was the one who was ignoring evidence, thereby making it harder for me, thereby forcing other people to fix her oversight. So I wanted to keep it there. So I escalated to the supervisor, and then the VREO, and then the assistant VBA director, and then the VBA director, and then the regional director. And it eventually was turned over by, I'm assuming, the VBA director. So you can go admin, but understand what it really means, okay? Now, you can also request a copy of your records. You really want to do that as soon as you find out you're going to be denied. I'd like to get a copy of my Voc Rehab file. You can fill out the letter right there with them. What do I need to do to get a copy of that? Because once you leave their office, sometimes they're hard to reach. And one of the first things you want to do when you walk into any Voc Rehab meeting is say, can I have your business card? Because it's got their phone number and their email address. And I promise you, their stuff is not readily accessible online. They do everything to hide from vets after you're out of the office. So you go to the meeting, you hear this great stuff, you go to the counselor, hopefully you're approved, if not you're denied. You ask for their business card, you ask for your Voc Rehab file, you request a letter with the supervisor, you try to reiterate all of your points. I'm going to have another video on that process. That's where the real mind manipulation comes into play. Those Voc Rehab supervisors, I believe with all my heart, they have been trained and educated to mess with our heads and try to trigger us. I really do. It sounds crazy, but I have a recording of my whole meeting. I recorded all the meetings, and I will be sharing some of that with you so you can see it's insane. And again, I also believe it's illegal. And I hope that one day it'll get to a point where they can't do that to veterans. But for now, we just have to equip ourselves with information and knowledge so you can go in there and win your battle. Okay?